What a deck!
Hello and welcome to What a Deck, the only Yu-Gi-Oh show on YouTube that isn't a progression series. I'm your host, Hardleg Joe, and today we're looking at Child's Play, as brought to you by Patreon sponsor Tiberius Kane Moriarty, who wanted me to play Fluffles / Frightfur, and that's what we're doing. This is a fairly standard build, just a go second OTK, making the best use of what Frightfur does. You know, sometimes on this show I like to make really weird, unique combinations of decks. I like to come up with new ideas, and sometimes it's just playing an archetype that doesn't get as much love as it deserves. This is Fluffle 101. Nothing too spectacular about this build, but if you want to know how to play Fluffles, if you want to see how they act in the modern game, here you go. Now, if you just want a deck profile, there's a link down in the description to a separate, shorter video. There, I'll go over everything in here, just kind of card by card, explain why we're playing, what we're playing. Otherwise, in this video, it's 10 duels against random opponents on YGOPro. I'll be testing this out, showing you how it works, and hopefully, we'll have a little fun. Alrighty, here we are, first duel versus Midox 1, 2, 3. As I said, this is a go second deck, very hard OTK deck. It can do a little bit going first. Their most recent support, the Edge Imp Scythe, allows them to do some disruption during the opponent's turn, but you kind of have to draw it. We didn't really draw it. There are ways to get into it, there are ways to get it, but you really prefer to go second. It's a fun story. This actually started off as a go first Fluffle build. I was trying my best to do it, and I was able to make some pretty neat consistent combos, but it was kind of boring to play. It was kind of like I didn't often stop the opponent hard enough that it was worth going first. I usually had to OTK them going second, and because of the changes I made, that was more difficult. So I ended up just making a regular Fluffle deck, although I am thinking about making a dumb decks on Go First Fluffle, so you can look forward to that in the future. And if you're unfamiliar, if you don't watch my other shows or whatever, I have a show called Dumb Decks, which is basically just like What a Deck rejects. Like, on this show, I have a couple rules. A deck has to be unique enough to be interesting. It can't be the same thing that there's a million, like, deck profiles out. It has to be able to win 50% of the time against random opponents. I don't play decks that are, like, going to lose 8 times out of 10. At least I try not to. Sometimes that happens, but I try not to. And it has to be interesting to watch. I don't really play decks that are just gonna, like, put up a bunch of floodgates and be like, good luck, because that tends to be, like, your opponent can't play, and there's not really any interaction or anything like that. So, basically, if it doesn't follow one of those things, it goes on dumb decks. A lot of people seem to think that dumb decks are, like, absolutely dreadful, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're good decks that are just boring to watch. Either way, we've got Crusadia Equimax. They've got 1 negate, and then possibly a thing that'll make it immune to effects, but we should be able to play through this. Let's go ahead and start by using this. Let's just negate the Equimax. That'll either bait out the negation or bait out the thing that makes him invulnerable. One or the other. I was hoping it would have activated by now. That was the whole point of doing that little shuffle or whatever. This might take a moment. I guess fast forward, Wyncrer. Wyncrer is the editor. Say hello, Wyncrer.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh, okay, he chose to negate it. Good. Don't touch my aminals. Okay, so that means we're gonna try Foolish Burial Goods. This is very nice in this deck because of Toy Vendor, one of our key cards. If it goes to the graveyard, you can search a Frightfur or Fluffle monster. And let's see here. What we're going to go for is, I think, Fluffle Dog or Fluffle Dolphin. One of those two. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the Dolphin because we've got 2 penguins already. So what Dolphin does, we're allowed to, okay, there we go. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm a dolphin. If it'll allow it. We'll see. Right now we have the fusion, so we're pretty good. We can make monsters. We're kind of trying to bait out their negations. This is one of those decks that it's all about, it can make a whole bunch of plays, and you've just got to know when to do, like, smaller actions to try to bait out the negations and draw into cards, so that you can hopefully play through their disruptions. Like, generally, ooh, bottomless trap hole. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but there's one thing gone. And yeah, at this point, we've already used our normal summon, so all we can do now is polymerization. Let's try that. Given that he has that, and we don't have this, I think what we're going to go for is the Frightfur Kraken. Yeah, let's try the Kraken. So it's any Edge Imp monster. We'll pick Chain, and then Penguin. Summon this. And then these have effects. When Chain goes to the graveyard, you get to search a Frightfur card. And when Penguin goes to the graveyard, you get to draw 2, discard 1. So draw 2, discard 1. We're going to discard the toy vendor because that'll get us more stuff. Or should we use the toy? Yeah, we don't need the penguin, actually. Yeah, we don't need the penguin, so we're going to go for that. And then we're going to get Frightfur Patchwork, which is a nice card. So we're going to go ahead and try to use Frightfur Kraken. This can just once per turn target a card, send it to the graveyard. Doesn't destroy, just sends it to the graveyard. It can't attack directly the turn it uses that, though. You can see it can't attack directly. But yeah, this lets you get Polymerization and an Edge Imp card. And we're going to go for Sabers. Good old Sabres. Alright, and what do we want to do now? Yeah, I think, as tempting as that would be... No, actually, okay, let's go ahead and we'll try this. Toy Vendor. You can discard a card, draw a card. If it's a Fluffle, you get to summon a Fluffle from your hand. Or summon any monster from your hand. It doesn't have to be a Fluffle. Which can be good for cycling through things. Sometimes if we could get a dog, we could like search again. Fortunately it didn't work, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and use our other poly. Make Sabertooth. This is a fusion card, and if you use 2 other Frightfurs, then it can't be destroyed by card effects. Which is nice. When it's summoned, it summons a monster out of the graveyard. A Frightfur monster. Because this isn't the same copy that used its effect, it can now attack directly. And this has an effect where it can attack twice. Twice per battle phase. It also gets a boost. This gives all Frightfur monsters, what is it, 400 attack. It's not a ton, just a little boost. However, 26 2 times and 28 is an OTK. So, if you can do this, if you can clear the field and get these 2 on board, you win. And that's often what we do. There are other ways to OTK, there are other combos that you like to do, but that's the general idea. Bait out whatever negations you can by activating the not fusions, and then fusion summon twice to make these 2. Or something, there's a couple other things. You'll see as you go on, but we got the basic idea. Let's go to the second duel. Alright, here we are, duel number 2 versus Budechi? That's an interesting name. Budechi. Oh, and we have to go first. Alright, but we should be able to do something, I think. Let's go ahead. We're gonna see if we can draw a bunch of cards. Go ahead and use Fluffle Dog. This can search any Fluffle monster or Edge Imp Sabers specifically. But we're going to search Fluffle Wings. Very nice. As I told you, Toy Vendor's like our main draw engine. So Toy Vendor can discard a card to draw a card. And it's another Toy Vendor. Yeah, if it's not a Fluffle, it gets discarded. But that's fine, because discarding the Toy Vendor is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead. I think what we want to do is just add another Sabers. Yeah, we'll just add a Sabers. Just in case. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Fluffle Bear. Fluffle Bear can search a Toy Vendor. Hey, how's it going? And then the key thing about this is Fluffle Wings can banish itself and another Fluffle in the graveyard to draw a card. Then you can destroy a toy vendor, draw another card. Then, toy vendor, not once per turn, lets you search a card. It is plus city. Discount plus warehouse, you might say. And the whole point of doing that is that we can now get into Frightfur Patchwork. This will let us search both the polymerization and the Edge Imp Scythe, which is what we can use on the opponent's turn. So we no longer have... This is our third toy vendor. We no longer have a reason to use this one. Or, we no longer have a reason to use Foolish Burial Goods, so I'm going to discard it, see if we can draw a Fluffle. Well, that's unfortunate. That's what... We have ways to recycle that, but I was hoping for something a little bit better. If we could special summon any one of these 4, we could make a rank 4, like a Baguska, just to stall. As it stands, we're just stuck with one thing. So we've got one bit of disruption to try to stall our opponent. If that is enough, then we can do some stuff. If not, we might be doomed. Looks like they're setting cards. Could this be, what's it called? Mech Knights? No, Eater of Millions. Okay. Allure of Darkness. Oh, because they're going to blind Allure. So they got a dark card. Is this Gren Maju? Great Maju Garzit. Okay, Castle of Stromberg. Very powerful. Alright, they're going to let me discard some cards. It's pretty nice. Or not. Okay, that's fine. We're basically just waiting until we get to the main, until they start to go to the main phase 2, essentially. Target one card on the field except this one and destroy it. Alright. Sure, I like searches. Thanks, buddy. Let's go ahead, since we've got all of the toy vendors in the graveyard, we're going to get a Dolphin. End of main phase? Okay, so Edge Imp Scythe. Activate it during the opponent's turn. Fusion summon, using itself and something else. There's only like a couple things you can make. But we're going to use the Fluffal Penguin. Make that. When this is summoned, you can target one card you control and one card your opponent controls and destroy them. And then, of course, when Penguin is used, we get to draw 2, discard 1. So we're going to do those. Draw 2, discard 1. Bear is no longer useful because we've got all the things. And then we're going to do, so we don't take any damage, we're going to destroy Puppy, and we're going to destroy Eater of Millions because that's like a threat to us. Our 26, we're exactly the same as them. They could crash into us if they want to do some extra damage. I'm not sure they want to. Oh. Okay. Second effect. Send one Frightfur card from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. In this case, we're going to pick the one of Frightfur Repair because it's Monster Reborn. And then, what's the exact... I know it gives an attack boost. The targeted monster gains attack equal to half its original attack until the end of this turn. So you go up to 3,900. Pretty nice. Let's see here. So we got the Frightfur Return. We got this. Okay. So what we're going to do... First, we're going to normal summon the Fluffal Dolphin. We're going to use the Fluffal Dolphin to get the toy vendor. It gets one back, and then it also lets us dump a card into the graveyard. We don't really need anything, so again, we're going to pick the bear, so we're less likely to draw into it. Activate this. We're going to discard the Edge Imp Sabers to draw a card. It's a Scythe, it just gets discarded. Unfortunate. Now, Sabers, what it can do is it special summons itself out of the graveyard by putting a card in your hand on top of the deck. That's important because now that we have another polymerization in the deck, we can activate Frightfur Patchwork again. This will get us not only that polymerization back, but also the Edge Imp Chain. Very important. We're going to go ahead and we're going to banish this to summon the Fluffal Dog from our hand. When this is summoned, it lets us search. We've already used the, wings, right? Yes. And your opponent surrenders. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We could have gotten another one. Basically, what it comes down to is we have this monster. I'm sure you'll see it again, but just so I don't have to explain it again. Frightfur Tiger. When it's summoned, target cards on the field equal to the number of fusion materials and destroy them. And that is made with Edge Imp Sabers and any number of Fluffles that you want to use. So we could be like Sabers plus this, plus whatever we got off of Dog, probably another penguin. And that's 4 monsters. So we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, blow out the whole field. And then we have another polymerization. So we could then make the Saber Tiger using the little tiger, bring it back, do a whole, we can boost attack. So we pretty much had it unless one of these could have stopped us. And I think they realized that, which is probably why they surrendered. Either that or they were just tired of combos. This deck combos into infinity. But we get another win, so let's go ahead into the 3rd duel and see what we can do. Alright, here we are, duel number 3 versus BTR. I wonder if that's anything like that BTS I hear so much about. Hard to say, hard to leg. They're starting off. Pot of Extravagance, banish 6, draw 2. Okay, so they're going to have an extra card to work with. Setting some stuff. That looks good. Ooh, nice. Just a couple set cards to have to play through. So let's go ahead and start off with the Frightfur Patchwork. We should actually probably do the Foolish Burial Goods in case they have Ash Blossom. An Ash here would be pretty detrimental. We already have the Chain, and that's once per turn, so we're going to go for the Sabers, because we need that to pop certain things. We're going to go ahead and use the Foolish Burial Goods. Sending the Toy Vendor. Toy Vendor effect. And we're going to get the Penguin. Oh wait, no, let's get Fluffle Wings. Yeah, let's try Fluffle Wings, because we have the Dolphin. This deck, it's combo heavy, but the combos, because you're reacting to what your opponent does, and because you're reacting kind of like to what you have in your hand, they're very dependent. It takes a lot of sort of planning and figuring out what's the best thing to get. Yep, and that's the punish. Don't touch me and my animals! I'm sorry. Don't touch my aminals, bitch! That's Chucky, because it's Child's Play. It's a double, it's like a triple entendre, actually, but it's fine. This is fine. We're going to, okay, so now we only got one thing to destroy. In that case, I think what we're going to do is polymerization. What can do? The tiger is kind of wasted here. I think instead what we're going to go for is the... Yeah, actually, I guess we do kind of need the tiger. Because the whale can't destroy stuff unless you've got something else. But we're going to go for these two. Yeah. Hello. Tiger, pop shoe. Just one. It's up to the number. What do you got? Personal spoofing. Ah, the Altergeists. Very tricky. So now they're going to have multiple things. That gets destroyed. They get to activate Multifaker. Multifaker summons out Soliloquitus or whatever. Silquidius. Let's see here. Alright, if that's the case... Yeah, we're still doing this. Activate polymerization. We're going to make the Saber Tiger using this, and this has more than enough. Yeah, you only need 2 monsters, a fusion and anything else. And the only reason why you would want to use more than that is because if you use 3, then you get the bonus of not being destroyed. They're not going to destroy me, though. They're going to target me and send me back to the hand, so it's not really worth it to waste it. Ooh! And there's the Ash. That was kind of bad. I was really hoping. They ashed the Chain. The Chain would have gotten me Frightfur Fusion, which let me fusion out of the graveyard. Let's see here. What do we want to do? Is there anything we could do? Not particularly. we've still got enough monsters to beat over everything they have. So let's go ahead, try to get rid of the Silquidius. And you bounce one of these. Whichever one, it doesn't matter, you're still going to take some damage. Yep, that one goes back. Do I want to replay the battle? Yes. Get in for 25. This gives every monster 300 for every Fluffle or Frightfur you control. So this can really boost a lot of attack too. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's about all we can do at the moment. Because we got the Fluffle wings, we're really kind of reliant on being able to get the toy vendor out. Now the good thing is, this is once per turn, but it was only negated for the one turn, so we can use this to get the toy vendor back. We don't have anything we really want to discard for the toy vendor. They're using the ash. Alright. They know how this works. Okay. So we're going to use the Fluffal Owl. Fluffal Owl, when it's summoned, you get to search a polymerization. Hey, fusion's pretty nice. And then what we can do... Okay, we've got Fluffle Angel. They put it in the pendulum zone, so if one of these is at infinite impermanence, I might be screwed. But this can target a Fluffle or Edge Imp in the graveyard, summon it back to the field. It stops you from summoning anything else for fusions this turn, so we're locked out of some of the extra deck, but that should be enough. The key in this is just to not use as many things as we can. To use as few resources as we can. Let's go for the whale? Yeah, let's go for the whale. And we're going to activate the Edge Imp Chain. And there goes the Multi-Faker. Yeah, and we're not destroying stuff because, again, we want to use as few resources as possible. They're going to try to out-resource us, so we need to maximize damage while minimizing everything else. The problem is, okay, so Frightfur Fusion, we can make something pretty brutal. Do we have a way to... No, we don't. Not really. Unfortunately, I was like, yeah, and then we can make Wolf. Wolf can attack up to the number of materials you use, so I could make a monster that could attack, like, 4 times, and that would be enough to OTK. The problem is, that's the thing they're going to bounce back instantly. So the question is, do I use this? Because I only have one of these, and I have no way to recycle it, and then that also gets rid of the Edge Imp Sabers. But I think I gotta try to bait it out. I probably have enough between the rest of these. And now I'm gonna sneeze. Some people really don't like sneezes. Okay, so we're gonna use this, and I think we're just gonna use 2. I think 2 still makes it worth it, because that one monster can now get rid of both of theirs. And if they don't do anything about it, yeah, they just surrendered. I think I might have had it anyway. I could think about, so they bounce that back to bounce this back. Then I can attack over that for 16, and then I've got 38 and 31, yeah. So, unless this was something, and I guess it wasn't, there we go. But that's a good example of how, like, normally with this deck, what you want to do is just pull all your resources into one push. But because you're playing a resource-intensive deck that is going to try to outgrind you, the trick is to conserve resources by playing cards that let you recycle things, relying on Fluffal Dolphin, not using everything when you push for Wolf, having the Fluffal Angel and stuff like this. So it worked out. We got 3 wins. We're doing pretty good. Let's go into the 4th duel and see if we can get a quartet of wins. Alright, here we are, the Quattro, duel number 4. There's 4 fingers there. Who says there isn't? Okay, and we lost the die roll, which is good because most decks make us go second anyway, which is what we want to do. We're up against a ghost. We ourselves are a ghost of sorts. Ooh, we've got this. Oh, but the only thing we can use is the Fluffal Angel. So we'll have to decide. It sucks to give up that resource. We play a lot of one-ofs in this deck because the Fluffles are so searchable. It's better if you can get, like, a penguin, because then you can actually do something. You can get, like, a Sabers in the Grave, which you can just recur really easily. It really depends what they're going to do. It looks like they're playing Blue Eyes, and I'm honestly not too worried about Blue Eyes' ability to, like, do stuff. Especially, they got Return of the Dragon Lords. If a dragon monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this as well. So yeah, I can get out the shark, or the whale, and pop something, but they would just be able to stop it. Although I would have a monster that can get over 39. Although they're not going to be able to attack this turn. So I think it's probably for the best just to wait. Oof. That sucks. What did you intend to do? Out of curiosity, did you discard the wrong thing or grab the wrong thing? The importance of proper mouse controls. Didn't even see you got the log. Alternative and Blue Eyes. Oh, and you got the Legionnaire instead. Can't you still summon Legionnaire and do whatever rank 8 you wanted? Levionnaire's a rank 8, right? 4, 8, yeah. You need to banish 3 lights. Do you have 3? Oh no, you only have 2 lights. Oh, never mind. I am mistaken. Yeah, banishing 3 light and or dark monsters. Yep, not enough. I got 2 Blue Eyes. Out of curiosity, I can't spell. What would you have summoned? Titanic Galaxy? Dingirsu? What would we have been looking at? Okay, so we're going to activate this first just in case there's an Ash. Doesn't seem like there is. I'm going to do that, or we're going to get a Fluffal Dog. Haha. Give me a Polly, and a Wally, and a Doodle all the day. And, okay. So Fluffal Dog. Because we've already used the Frightfur Patchwork, and it's only once per turn, because we only have 1 polymerization, we're going to go for the Fluffal Cat. I ain't going to give up all my strategies. I mean, you probably did. So let's see. Going to polymerization. Going to make the Tiger. This will bait out... Oh, wait, no. Why even worry about that? We can make this Kraken using this and Chain. Chain will get us a Frightfur card, and Cat, when it hits the graveyard, lets you get a polymerization in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. Or it has to be used as fusion material. But it's the point that, like, now I can Oh! Oh, very tricky there, Sonny Jim. Alright. Touche. Now I can't polymerization. I can still send you to the graveyard. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the Ash, but nothing more. Now I can polymerization. I can get rid of the Chain. The Chain and the Cat. What would that do? That would make... A whale, and then whale, no. I could make Fright for Sheep, that would only have 2,800. And the thing is, this uses materials from the graveyard, but it banishes them. So, yeah, I think I just want to save that. I think we're good for now. There's not much we can do, unfortunately. Although what we can do is we'll activate this. We'll bring back the Edge Imp chain. And then when they destroy it, we'll get another search. We'll get another Frightfur thing. As it stands, we're good. Yep, hand traps. Hand traps completely annihilate this deck. Like Ash Blossom, Drollin Lockbird. There's a lot of things that could do a lot of damage to our dudes. And unfortunately, I could play the one of Call the Haunt, or not Call the Haunted, Drag Down to the Grave or whatever. But the chances that you draw it when you need it are slim. A lot of the variants I saw when I was looking up builds were playing Psyframe Gear Gamma, because you could do a lot of stuff. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and use this. We could make the shark. We don't really have anything we want to blow up, though, unfortunately. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to make the Saber Tiger to get extra... Oh, it's too late now. I had instant regret, then I was like, oh, wait, no. Yeah, we'll use this. We'll use 3 of them. There we go. That dodges out of the removal. Penguin from the grave. Draw 2. Discard 1. Does this... Oh, it's when it's fusion summoned. When you can. Oof. Big oof. That is a big mistake on my part. So this thing, normally when it's summoned, it summons a fusion out of the graveyard. But it misses the timing because I activated it in response to another effect. I've never done that before. I usually do it in response to like a summon, which is slightly different. Yeah, the shark would have been better. I could have gotten higher attack and gotten a resource in the graveyard. That's fine. This can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, so I don't think he has any easy way to get rid of it. We'll see. Only time will tell. And they surrendered. Well, that is unfortunate. I guess they misclicked again. Not very familiar with their deck, it would seem. Yeah, I was really worried. There's a rank 8. I guess there's no way for me to see it. But yeah, there's a rank 8 that I know you could do some kind of combo with it. It'll have like 100,000 attack or something. So they probably could have OTK'd if they had played this better, but sometimes you win because you do well, and sometimes you win because your opponent loses. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't give up, even when you make a misplay. You can always learn some stuff, and there's always a chance that fate will shine in your favor. So let's go ahead into the 5th duel and see if we can keep up this winning streak. Alright, here we are, duel number 5 versus smooly. I feel like that's something in another language, and I don't know what it is. I should be offended that they even had the gall to call themselves smooly. Oh no. Oh, it's the tiny bird girls. They've come to peck me to death. I sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. The new Lyralusk support is pretty brutal. They got a non-once per turn compulsory evacuation device. And that'll make a hard day of my life. It'll make a hard living. If these don't become meta, though, I'm looking forward to playing them. The new support is really nice. I always like the rank 1 spam, making birds that do other things with other birds and then attacking directly for a bunch. It's a pretty neat playstyle. I'm just worried that combined with Zeus, it's going to be one of those decks. One of those decks that make it so everyone plays kaijus again. Because you need them to out the burbs. We'll see. These combos might last a little while, and I'm not super interested in showing them off. So we will return once the burbs have established their word. Alright! Looks like, yeah, they've got cannot be targeted. Cannot be targeted. 2 untargetable monsters. And this one can whenever you special summon, it can detach to bounce. Does it have to be special summoned? Yes. But I can normal summon. It's just gonna take all my things. But I don't have like any decent way to. It's like, oh, all I gotta do is like waste a tiger and pop both of these. They can't be targeted. I have to make like a Dingirsu or something. Fortunately, they put him in defense mode, so we're good there. Let's go ahead. We've got the wings and the toy vendor, so might as well try that out. See how that works. See if they Ash Blossom it. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe you'll marry. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll eat pie. Maybe you won't. That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll activate this first. So we can get something out. We can get two things out of our deck before we draw. Let's send a toy vendor. Toy vendor will grab us a thing. Probably a penguin. Penguin seems good. Penguin or dolphin. Penguin. We're going to go penguin for now. We're going to activate the bear. Why activate the bear? Because we need 2 Fluffles in the graveyard to activate wings. It's not the best thing, but we got it. All 3 toy vendors out of the deck. A lot of people play more than 1 Fluffle wings. Oftentimes, I can't resolve them if I play more than 1 because all the toy vendors are already gone. And then they brick my hand because I don't need them. Solemn strike on the Fluffle wings. This man knows wings when they see them. Alright. Normal summon Daug. I have no fusions. That is unfortunate. But they cannot stop the special summon. So I guess what we need is Owl, so next turn we can get the fusion. Yeah. And then we just gotta hope we don't die. We're probably gonna die, though. These things can OTK like crazy. I'll just attack over. Got a special summon monster. Or a normal summoned monster. You went to defense mode for some reason. Then they get to search. Let me think about this. Yeah, I might as well. Let's try to see if we can draw into something. If we could draw into a chain. If we could draw into... Well, if we could draw into a chain, we're good. And if we could draw into something else, then we can summon the Fluffal Owl. That works. Thank you, chain. Don't hit me with Ash Blossom. I'll kill... Okay. Wait, did I already activate Frightfur Patchwork? Oh, no, we discarded one with the toy vendor. Gotcha. Let's do this. And at this point, I can't be targeted. I think what we want to do is just get a Scythe. So we can do stuff on our opponent's turn. Yep, let's just do that. And then we've got things for next turn. We got stuff. We can hopefully prevent the OTK now. I mean, they can make themselves untargetable. If they can make an untargetable thing that can attack directly for game, then we're screwed. If they can make a Zeus, we're fine. Not only can we destroy Zeus with our shark, our whale rather, but if he uses it and sends both our toy vendors to the grave, we get 2 searches. None of the effects on this are once per turn. Not even close. Not even. Well, I guess they are once per turn per piece, but they're not like... You can use multiple copies of the same card. It's not a hard once per turn, is the word. Okay, so they can do that. I wonder if there's a way... you can add 1 level 1 beast. Maybe I should try to stop it from activating in the first place? Maybe if I can get this off the field. Yeah, let's try that. I don't know enough about this deck to know if I can actually, like, stop it, but we could try. Make a whale using this. Hollow. They get to search a monster. I think there's one that lets them target something and do something. Okay. We'll see. Activate. Activate. See if we can get more stuff going. We don't have a lot we want to discard at this point. If we can get a sabers, if we can get... I guess a foolish burial goods we would just discard. It wouldn't get us any benefit, but at least it wouldn't be clogging up the deck. Now that we've got all the toy vendors on there. Okay. So draw 2. Can't use Scythe. It's only once per turn. Need to keep the other ones. So let's destroy a toy vendor and this thing that stops stuff from being targeted. So that hopefully whatever they make, if they make something, we'll be able to target it next turn. And also it'll be weaker because it'll have less stuff. Okay. And we'll get a dolphin. We don't need the owl now that we have the polymerization. Necessarily. Possibly. We'll see. And now it's just up to can they OTK? Are they able to do the things? They've got Cobalt Sparrow. If you control a winged beast, you could summon one and one in your... Yep. I should have waited, although it would have been untargetable. They're gonna use... Oh, wait. They use... Okay. You can attach this card. Okay. They still might be able to. There's a new continuous spell card they have. Hey, there it is. It lets, well, first of all, they get to draw a card if they have a monster with 3 Ixie materials on it. Hey, that's just free. And then it lets them put all the materials from one underneath another. And the big thing they have, there she is. She can attack once for every material and gains 200 attack for every material attached to her. So she's going to get another material, and then they can use that to just basically put this underneath that, and then you have like a 2,000 attacker that can attack like 12 times. And there you go. An untargetable 2,000 attacker. I guess it can be targeted. It can be targeted now. If I had another way of interacting with it, I could do something. But as it stands, I cannot. Yeah, it was so funny. I remember Simo made a video talking about these, and he's like, being able to give a bunch of material to another Lyrilusk, I don't think that's really going to be all that worth it. I'm like, you don't understand. The 200 attack really adds up, and being able to attack all those times. Harpy's Feather Duster? Alright. Thank you. Not a once per turn. Cat. We'll go for it. Yeah, how many materials does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what's 14 times 7? Calculate now on your phones. Oof, that chair just creaking. I probably need to get a new chair. One that, like, if I lean back in it, it doesn't put me in the far end of this camera. It's like making me sit up. What am I, back in school? Gotta sit up straight, do all that stuff? But yeah, it's like, if you can make this with 7 materials, you just win. You just win, and oftentimes it's untargetable. It's like, what are you gonna do? Even if I had disruption. You have to have 2 disruptions. One to stop the thing that targets, and another one to stop the thing that stops the thing. So there we go. Or I guess another thing to be Nibiru. Nibiru and Kaijus. We lose against the tiny birds, but that's fine. They're new. They represent something that you kind of have to side almost against. And this is why I think they could be meta. Not only because they could do that, but even say like they couldn't quite get that much in. Say they only had 6 materials, so they can't OTK. You could then stack a Zeus in main phase 2 that has like 6 materials on it. Which means you can wipe the board 3 times, which is quite effective. Either way, we got 5 duels down, 5 more to go. Let's head over to the halfway point. Oh, hello there. Welcome to the halfway point. This is where I take a moment to put on a tiny, comically small fez hat, like I'm some kind of performing, dancing little monkey or something, and ask you kindly if you would join my Patreon. It's how I fund the channel. I have ads, but I keep them to the bare minimum. Basically, I put ads on so YouTube won't suppress my video. They don't like giving out videos that they don't make any money on. So you have to put a couple ads on there, but I try to keep them very short. I try to keep them one every half an hour. And I can do that thanks to the Patreon. So if you like the fact that my videos have few ads, if you like the fact that I buy little comical fez hats and put them on in an effort to make you laugh, then consider joining the Patreon. $1 gets you on the Discord, $2 gets you all the sleeves. I made these sleeves myself. You got these, they're based off the poster for Child's Play. Wyncrer put that up there so they could see. I think I did a pretty good job, and I give those out if you donate $2. You also get the negation. Wyncrer, if you want to put the negation on the screen. I'm sorry I'm making you do a lot of work. But I have those. I make custom art for every episode that I make, every What a Deck, and you can get all that for $2. And there's other rewards at the higher tiers. I won't go into them because this is going on long enough. It's rambly, it's horrible, but I'm not going to retake it because I'm a rambly, terrible kind of guy. I guess I'm terrible as far as quality. I'm not going to wear this hat for the rest of the episode, though. It's very uncomfortable. This chin strap, just awful, but it looks goofy. Either way, check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/hardleggaming. It's linked down in the thing. And I'll have a new hat on when we come back to the 6th duel. Top of the governor to you, mornings. Welcome to the 6th duel versus Daiko. I got this little bowler derby. We're going first, and we drew 2 one-ofs that you really don't want to see. This sucks. Okay, so we're gonna try this. We're gonna normal summon this. Oh, do you have something? Penguin on the field. I mean, it's good for fusion material. We can't fuse with it. We don't have a thing. But if it's on the field, you can special summon a Fluffle from your hand. And Fluffle Dog will let us search. Yay. Oh. Well, you touch my aminals, bitch. I don't know why you're touching my aminals so much. Well, there's always plan B. Yep, that's the extent of our go first plans. A, see if you can draw into Scythe. If not, see if you can make fucking Baguska. If you cannot, you're gonna have a bad time. Fortunately, this should hopefully buy us a turn, perhaps many turns, upwards of 2 turns. All monsters with levels are Sometimes the B plan is all you need, baby. Probably sitting there like, fuck. Didn't realize, did this, everything's gonna be negated. He's like, if I don't do it, he's just gonna OTK me. I'm like, the thing about that, Chief, in order to fusion summon at all, I needed minimum 3 cards, which is why Fluffles have some of the best draw power in the game. I need a Polymerization, I got that. I need a Fluffle, and I need an Edge Imp. I'm going to draw 1 card, and it can only be either a Fluffle or an Edge Imp. I don't think I can get both of them in the same thing. So I wasn't doing anything next turn. I wasn't doing anything the turn after that unless I drew exactly perfectly. Which, I mean, that can happen. I have a lot of ways to search Edge Imps and stuff. But, you know, that's just another example. Sometimes you win because you win, and sometimes you win because your opponent loses. In this case, if they had continued to play, they probably would have won. Not because of anything they did, but because I bricked terribly and I would not have been able to escape from what I was in. But because they didn't consider that, because they only knew their own misfortune and assumed that I would play optimally or that I had an optimal hand, they surrendered before they had a chance to do it. And therefore I am the winner. A lot of life works out that way. Getting philosophy with Hardleg Joe. This isn't even the politics channel. Alright, here we are, the fighting 7th, going up against Ace. A hardware store has come to claim my title, and I will not let it. Although drawing 3 What? Fuck. Okay. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're gonna discard a Polymerization. Yay. Special summon, Yes. Doggo? Yes. Get penguin? Yes. Alright, we have a chance now. God, you need a polymerization. You don't want to open with 3 polymerizations. That was very lucky. If I hadn't done that, I would have literally nothing because I need see, this is why Scythe is so great. Scythe doesn't require polymerization. Scythe is the one that says, yeah, you could fuse with just a Fluffle and one of these. On your opponent's turn, even. It's pretty nice. So we'll see. Blue Eyes, very popular today. I don't know what's up with that. Ooh, pardon me. Okay, going for the trade-in. The fortunate thing, too, is, so if you don't know, I forget if I mentioned it or not yet, Neo Kaiser Glider. Interesting. Neat. But yeah, if you don't know, when Whale is summoned, it's target a card on your side of the field and a card on your opponent's side of the field, destroy both of them. And then Scythe has an effect in the grave that says if your Frightfur or Fluffle would, I think it's just Frightfur. Yeah, if a Frightfur fusion monster would be destroyed, you could banish this instead. So it basically just gets to pop 1 card on your opponent's. But if you have Toy Vendor, you could pop the Toy Vendor and then whatever they control, and then you get to save the Scythe for when they use an effect. This card battles, you can add 1 level 8 dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Alright, this is very strange. What you got going there? You got a level 6 and a level 8, so you can't Xyz summon. You can beat over my poor pupper. You can be a pupper kicker. Don't kick a puppy, alright? That ain't good. That ain't right. End of the main phase? Yes, I have to do it in the main phase. I don't really have anything I want to discard, so I'm just going to use the, this. I'm going to use this. And then we're going to blow up this and that. And Toy Vendor's going to search me a thing. What's it going to search? Dolphin. Dolphin can get Toy Vendor back. Depending on what we have, that may or may not be useful. It can also, if it's used as fusion material, it can send a polymerization back into the deck. Okay, Dolphin was the right choice. We got our wings. Time to set sail on transcendent wings. Fly away, my beautiful motorboat. We'll send a bear. Activate. You can also use that to send Edge Imp sabers if you want to do stuff. Which might have been the better thing to do. Okay. Fluffle wings. Banish bear. Because bear is only really useful for getting the Toy Vendor. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card. Yes. At this point, I need the Edge Imp sabers. Okay, and at that point, it's all over but the crying. We're done. We're good. You've seen this all before. We'll make a Frightfur Kraken. We'll use this and the kitty. Hello. Cat gives me a polymerization back. This can send you to the graveyard. I could probably have done this in a more interesting way, but, you know, it's fine. None of this matters, unless they got, like, some kind of, I don't know, fucking Battle Fader? I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen Battle Fader. Ironically, Battle Traps are, like, the bane of this deck's existence. I've had more problems with stall cards and stuff than I have with, like, anything actually meta. Not that I've played a ton of meta, but I can usually OTK through a lot of it. Discard that, send that back, summon that back. Just in case they have a stall card, let's go ahead and get back the patchwork, but we're not going to activate it. We're just going to go to the attack mode. Just going to go to attack squid. You know what they say, you get busy living or you get cracking. Because it's a kraken. I thought it was funny. Let's attack with the whale. It's a whale of a time. Overkill. So much damage. If they had 2 more monsters, we could send another one. we can fuse another one of these. We're not getting really tough decks today. Unfortunately, we got the one tough deck, and there wasn't anything we could do about it, unfortunately. It was a sad state of affairs, but we're doing pretty good. Let's go ahead into the 8th duel and see how it goes. Alright, here we are in the 8th duel, the Ocho versus Kupo, which rhymes with Ocho, so perhaps they know who I am. Even though I changed my name, I'm no longer Chucky, I am now Brad Dourif, who, if you don't know, is the actor who played Chucky. Let's go ahead and send Toy Vendor. Let's use that Toy Vendor. Let's get ourselves a, fuck, I knew what I wanted here, and now I don't remember. I think I just want a dog? Or do I want, yeah, I want the dog for next turn. Because we already have the penguin, and we already have this, and we already have wings. So we're gonna hopefully be able to, oh, I should have gotten the, I should have normal summoned penguin first. If I had penguined into this, then I could have at least made Baguska. Now I cannot make anything. Welp! Again, so many decks making us go first. This is surprising. I don't run into quite so many defensive decks. Especially this. This seems to be a synchro deck, which is a deck that you would want to go first with. It's a deck full of negations. Unless like an OTK or something. We'll see. See, we're in a position where next turn... So we have, again, 3-part combo. We have the Fluffle. Dog can search... what's it called? Dog can search Edge Imp Sabers. So we've got a Fluffle that gives us access to an Edge Imp. We just need polymerization. It's just a matter of, can we get there? Can we do it? No, it's fucked. I have no idea what these Wind Witches are going to be able to do. We'll be back when they're done doing things to see if we get OTK'd. I have zero idea what I'm dealing with. And I can't interact anyway, so who cares? Alright. Okay, so first of all, this is Wind Witch Evil Eye. They didn't get Celine. But my question still stands. Why would you choose to go second on a deck that's based around negation protection? It don't make no sense. So here's the thing. If we activate Dog and they negate it, we're dead. I think we're just dead regardless of what we do. I think we're dead all over the place because, yeah, we didn't get into the thing. So let's try this. This is something they might not necessarily negate if they know how Fluffles work. No, because it's not going to help us. It'll only give them something to negate. Instead, Plan B, baby! Go into defense! Gonna try to stall! See if you can get your things or if you got it all! Woo-hoo! Yeah! Gonna wait around into the crackdown. And it's a crackdown. They're cracking down on me things. Yep, I'm dead. I'm a deadman. I guess they're playing traps, so that's why they go second. No, this is... Why would you go first on a deck like this? It's so strange to me. I would have had much better... Like, I probably would have been just as screwed, but at least I wouldn't have felt like I was trapped on a weird go first thing. What did they hit me with? Ash, yeah. Either we're dead to hand traps. Let's go to the 9th duel. Alrighty then, here we are in the 9th duel versus King Frost, 1993. And we will go second once more. And we have... this may be a problem. This may be a problem! God damn! Getting none of our spell traps that we really want to get. If we had the ability to fuse... Maybe this is a problem with my ratios. We'll see. I guess it depends. We still get a draw. We still get at least one search. Setting a card? Is that it? No crystal wing? No clear crystal clear wing? There's a new crystal wing card. Oh hey. It's Zatch Bell. Come to say words from a book. Ouch, my life points. Alright, this isn't that bad. Let's activate this. I am furious! Not really. I'm not that angry. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. No big deal. Just, no, that's fine. Why would I exist? Why would I want to exist? That is not something I need to do. Alright. Touché. So much disruption. So little time. I wish I had Toy Vendor. Toy Vendor would be nice. When did Ash Blossom get so popular again? It seemed like I test these decks for 2 weeks. And a lot of the meta stuff at the moment, like Ash Blossom doesn't really do all that much against. It felt like no one was playing hand traps anymore. And now it feels like they're playing a lot of hand traps, and it makes me sad. Makes me sad, because this particular day I've been Ash Blossomed into infinity. Well, not into infinity. I've still won more than I've lost. I still won 6. Just these last 2 duels, it's been like, I want to make plays! It's Ash Blossom. Sadness. But somehow that sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. There's the crystal wing. Hey, buddy. Alright. So my penguin is going to the freezer. I'm taking small amounts of damage. But I still have potential. That's neat. Can I do one of these again? Let's send Toy Vendor. And here's what we're going to do. This is a pro gamer move. Straight out of Vsauce. I'm going to get Fluffal Bear. So Fluffal Bear we can activate to get our Toy Vendor. Toy Vendor straight out of the deck. Alright. Activate the Toy Vendor. Discard the wings. Fluffal Dog. Summon a monster from our hand? Yes. Special summon. Activate the Doggo? You gonna negate yet? No? No negation yet? Ooh, I see. Ejimp Sabres. Normal summon this. Activate. Get me the Toy Vendor back. I require more vending. And see, this is you're just trying to get things that'll activate other things. Send another bear. All right. So now we've reached a point where we're gonna activate this. Penguin? Well, thank you, buddy. Chain from graveyard? Sure. Sure, why not? That'll get me all sorts of things. He's saving it for the Fluffal Wings, and I'm going to activate my Fluffal Wings, damn it. You are not going to stop me. Activate this. Get a polymerization. Get a scythe. We're going to activate. And we're going to make a whale. Whale, right? Yes. Yeah, we're going to do whale. And we're going to use this one and this one. And then what we're going to do, we're going to chain block. Guess what, buddy? You can't prevent your destruction now. The best you can do is stop me from drawing 2, discarding 1. Because if two effects activate at the same time, the owner of the effects gets to choose which one. This was fusion summoned at the same time that was sent to the graveyard for the fusion summon, which allows me to do stuff. I'm actually going to discard this because the game is pretty much over at this point. Fuck. The game is not over at this point! I have miscalculated. I have made a grave miscalculation. I don't have another fusion. I don't think I have normal summoned yet, have I? No. Okay. Have I? I have. But that's fine. Activate on self. Still waiting for things. Gaining a bunch of attack. I'm going to send Fright for repair. We're going to use repair to summon the owl. The owl will get me another fusion. And then we're going to do this right. Hopefully. Possibly. Potentially. They're like, why are you activating so many things, Gregory? Okay, so let's try this. Polymerization. Let's make the Kraken. Use this and this to shuffle something into the graveyard. Okay. Activate this, send that to the graveyard. It doesn't destroy. It's what I should have done originally. Would have been in a much better position. Use Edge Imp Scythe to avoid destruction? Why, yes, I think I will. Why not? Now we can use Fluffle Wings. Banish a bear. Draw, yes. Draw, yes. Destroy, yes. Get the Angel. Although that's not really going to help me because I don't have the polymerization. But I can get over this, right? No, I can't. Fuck! Damn it. Alright. Fine then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodbye. Thank you. Let's just negate everything. Come again. Let's activate this. We're gonna make Fright for Wolf. And we're gonna use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monsters. Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Fright for Wolf. I can attack many times. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Surely he's done attacking, right? I should have been able to attack more. Why can't I attack more? I used more than 3 fusion materials. Alright. I'm not what? Didn't I 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it with different names? I thought I used 4. I thought I used 5. I thought I used so many materials. Alright, welp. You live to fight it. I could have done this too, but I thought I had it. I thought I had it. I could have just summoned this in attack mode and I would have had the extra attack. Oh, I'm dumb. What the... Here I was like, finally, I get to show off the wolf thing. Now they have 500 life points to try to make a comeback. I've only got 2,000. If they can make another crystal wing, they can attack the fuck over it. Okay, good. It ended up working. I don't know what happened there. I feel foolish. Feel foolish and burialish. But it worked out. Either way, let's go into the last duel and finish this off. Alright, here we are, 10th duel versus Lyra. They're gonna be leering at you. Something like that. Oop, we got another one of these. Is there anything we haven't shown in the extra deck yet? I got the 101. I got the Dingears. Why are these so popular? God damn. Yeah, I think we showed just about everything. We didn't get to do like a cool like pop 5 cards with Tiger. That would have been cool. We didn't really use Sheep, but Sheep's just kind of like a stopgap. It's something you use like if you have nothing else you can make. You could replace this with really any other. There's a couple other Frightfur fusions I'm not playing because they're very situational. And we got to use this at least. This was something, this is the latest edition. This is something I put into the deck because I had trouble dealing with stuff that couldn't be targeted or destroyed. I have a lot of or couldn't be beat over by battle. This way, if you get 4 monsters on the field, you could do some cool things. What does this do? Once per turn, if this you do, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck until the, okay. So, we could try the penguin. They can't negate the penguin. Unless they've got, like, a, effect veiler or something. Go for Doggo. Doggo will get other thing, yes? Possibly? What you want to do? What you want to be? Since we've got 2 toy vendors, we're going to go for the Fluffle Wings. We're going to activate Toy Vendor. Haha! What say you now? Foolish man. You're a man and foolish. Discard. Draw a card. Pupper. Summon Pupper. Sure. I can't use it again. It's only once per turn. But that's fine. Activate another toy vendor. We're gonna vend some toys. Gonna do one of these. Draw a card. Polymerization. Just what you never want to see. And then we're gonna make the Silent Honor arc because it's actually useful in this case. Because 1, it's going to force the negation. And 2, it's going to help us get 2 materials into the graveyard. In a way that, like any other Link 2, we would have to discard a card in order to do something. A lot of people were giving me crap for playing an old card like this, but I'm like, sometimes when you have all these 4s, it's best to get something in the graveyard. Okay, so my effect, why am I still waiting? I can still activate the effect even if it's negated, which is all I really wanted to do in the first place. Because I need something in the graveyard with Fluffle Wings in order to activate Toy Vendor. If you didn't know, if you weren't following the logic here. It's like, okay, what did you do that for? Now, of course, if I get Ash Blossomed here, or Droll and Lockbirded here, then I'll be in a spot of bother. Then I'll be in big trouble in Little China. Little trouble in Big China. Come on. Don't you ash out on me now. Thank you. Thank you. And of course we're gonna get, okay. In this case, what do we need? I think we just need the Edge Imp, because we don't have one. Got that, and there's another dog in the graveyard, so that'll be good in the future. For now... Oh. I keep waiting as though they've got stuff they can do. I'm not sure what it is, though. What's this connect? Oh, I can special summon from my hand. I don't want to. This. Although this, you contribute, target 1 Frightfur fusion in the graveyard, discard 1 card, and summon it. Hey, pretty nice. Let's go for... I just want Tiger. No, I want whale, actually. Because the whale will be able to destroy that and my toy vendor and get me more stuff. So, tiger. And then penguin. Just destroying all the toy vendors in the world. There will be no vendors left to toy things when I'm done with them. Hey, edge imp chain, just what I always wanted. Pop, pop. Activate this. Yes, I would also like to activate this. That'll get me the ability to make Frightfur patchwork. And then that's game. It's just game. That's just what it is. I've cleared the field. Oh no. Send one Speedroid tuner and one... Okay. Yeah, I think it's still just game. Unless there's the Speedroid that could turn everything to, like, defense mode. Which might be a problem, actually. Let's get the Fluffal Cat. Fluffal Cat and the Patchwork. I'm back to my starting hand of 5 cards. Oh boy. Isn't this a wacky deck? Drawing all over the place. But he came back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Let's see here. This and a scythe, a chain. We'll get another chain so we can do stuff next turn. The scythe we kind of want, so that's why we're going to activate this. I wonder what they have that they're waiting so much. Is it like a Nibiru? I've summoned enough for a Nibiru, surely. I think they're just maybe. That could be it. Let's see. I guess let's not go all in, because they could have other stuff they can do. And we have the scythe now. Yeah, this is pretty good. We could use it, bring back the Edge Imp Sabers. And that way we have an Edge Imp that we can fusion summon with. And we'll use the cat so that we can get stuff back. Oh wait, no. If we use the cat, then we have no Frightfurs in our hand to do other stuff with. So I guess we're just using these two. Yeah. Maybe this will come back to bite me. Hard to say, hard to leg. We'll get this back. What's left to activate? Okay, we've already got the Frightfur repair. We could do. Okay, we're good. I assume maybe they have or they didn't activate it. Probably because we don't have enough. Maybe they have the dice, or the whatever, the Denko. Denko Seka. Attack. Do we want to do... We could do 39, but that wouldn't be... Yeah, let's just not let them know that we have the ability to raise our attack. Let's keep that a little secret for later. Haha. I look kind of devilish in this hat, like I work at one of those marts. That's just going to be like, well, you see, you may find that the prices are more than they appear. And someone's like, yeah, I know how taxes work. There's a more thing. For whatever reason, my mind always gets kind of foggy around the 10th duel. Man was not meant to do 10 duels in a row. Either that or it's just getting like hot in here. The weather's been all over the place. It was like 2 days ago it was snowing. And now today it's like so hot I had to turn on the air conditioning. Like I'm sweating. I'm like, what is happening? I guess I know what's happening. Climate change is happening. It's called the climate change. The answer is climate change. This is a tuner. That's a non-tuner. Okay. So you could summon the ball. Hey, buddy, that's a nice ball you have there. It's going to stop you from being able to destroy things. Would be a pity if someone were to scythe it. Scyther! That's a Pokemon. I know Pokemon. I have been in a Pokemon from time to time. Yes. Yes. Get one of these back. Nope. So we'll get that back, and then we'll destroy Honor Arc, because why do we need it? And, you. Because I don't want you to make a thing that can't be destroyed, because that'll be very difficult for me. Crystal Wing is difficult to out, especially if it can't be destroyed, because that means the only way I can get rid of it is Kraken, or, what's the other one? Or the Link 5. Because any monster with a level that tries to battle over it, it, like, honests itself. So against a fusion deck, you're kind of screwed. You can make the Crystal Wing if I can out the negation with one thing and then pop it with one of my many other things that pop stuff. I'm fine. Like, yeah, you want to use Triad Dice as your tuner? Go ahead. That's reasonable. Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. A level 5 or higher activates its effect. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I have a Scythe in the graveyard, which is nice. So yeah, they have the Crystal Wing, but I have ways to out it now. The question is, can I do both of those ways in one turn? That might be a little tricky. Do I have an owl in the graveyard? Let me look at my graveyard, good sir. To my graveyard, I do not. I really need an owl. Okay, I can get to an owl with a Fluffle dog. Fluffle Angel's really kind of underrated. I didn't find hardly any lists that were playing it, but the ability to just revive anything out of the graveyard and use its once per turn effect again is really nice. I'm not going to bother to increase my attack because they'll just destroy it with something. They'll negate the effect. I'll take 3,000. Oof. And then I'll just banish a Scythe to stop it from being destroyed. And do I have another Scythe in there? No, that was my only Scythe. I will have to be very careful. Alright. Return of the Dragon Lords. That is going to make things difficult. Because now they can prevent it from being destroyed, and this is also a negate for a level 5 or higher monster. You and your danged level monsters. Running around, leveling things up. Alright, that's good. Yeah, because now I can avoid the negation by chain blocking. First, let's go ahead, summon back Fluffle Dog. And I think I actually... Maybe I should have gotten back the Fluffle Cat, because that would let me keep recycling the polymerization. Oh wait, I can get a... Wait, I don't have a Fluffle Cat. I only have one in the deck. No, I can get Dolphin, and then I can send it back, and then when Chain activates, and... Oh, this is only summoned from the hand. Okay, maybe that's why people don't play this much. Well, we're gonna have to try to go for it. That has locked us out of the other extra deck card, so we're kind of screwed. Let's go for... Yeah, we have to use these two, because otherwise... Oh wait, no, it won't matter. Yeah, it won't matter. Because that doesn't... That's not like a trigger effect or anything. Yeah, we should have gotten Dolphin, because Dolphin would put something back, and then the thing we're about to search with the Edge Imp Chain would have been very useful. Although, we could just get the Frightfur Fusion. Fusion out of the graveyard. Yep, let's try that. Okay, what does this do again? Level 5 or higher monster attacks, or activates its effect. You can negate it and destroy it. If a monster is activated that targets one level 4 or higher monster on the field and no other cards, you can negate it and destroy it. Okay. There's a way out of this, and I'm just not able to see it. But I think what we want to do is we're going to do this. We're going to go into attack mode. We're going to attack over this. Yeah, we're not going to activate. Follow wing. Cannot be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. You can destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do... Welp, I didn't expect that. That is unfortunate. At the start of the damage step, if it battles an opponent's level 5 or higher monster, you can destroy that monster, and if you do, the targeted... Yeah. And I think they just got too many... They've got too much protection, and they've got too many things that stop specifically level 5 or higher monsters. Unfortunate. Because I could Frightfur Fusion, I could bring this back, but they would negate it. They get 2 negates each turn, so it's like I could do it, they would negate it, I could bring it back, they would negate it again. I can't bring it back a 3rd time. So I guess I got 20 cards, you've got 30. Okay, there's one more thing I could try to do. That kind of sucks, but we're gonna try to do it. Activate this. Do the Frightfur Fusion. Okay, and we're going to fuse away. We're going to make one of these. And we're going to use the one in our field and 2 monsters in our graveyard. Let's pick a penguin and one of these chains. That's enough. We just need 3. We need 3, and now it can't be destroyed. Destroy that monster and it gains attack equal to destroyed, and then if it battles, okay. Maybe they'll try to negate it. I doubt it. There's no reason for them to. They could try it. Oh, okay. Let's try this. See if they negate this when I give them the opportunity. You just gotta take it. Wait, this isn't even once per chain? Yes! Finally! Jeez. Wyncrer hopefully cut it out, but I was sitting there waiting for a while. Okay. Oh, and they did negate it. Okay. So it can't... Damn it, it didn't bring it back. I was hoping because it wasn't destroyed, it would still work. Okay, that destroys just about everything. We still have that. We still have the toy vendor, which we'll set, because if they destroy it, we're fine. And we go. It's what we have to do. We have a chance. There's 20 cards left. We just have to wait. Because this cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And I could be wrong, but I feel as though battle and card effects are all they have. Who knows? Maybe they have something else. We'll see. We'll be back. I won't make you watch their combos or whatever. But we'll be back either when we destroy this or I get enough material to make Baguska. Huh. Well, they put a 300 attacker out here. Do they have another thing in the graveyard? No. 28 minus 3 is 25. You have 22. As far as I know, none of these negate attacks or redirect attacks which means I should be able to go into attack and attack over your dice for game. Oh, does this do something? Did I not have to make... Sometimes you win, and sometimes your opponent loses. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stalling forever. Didn't have a game plan. Everything looked terrible. But this is why you never give up, never surrender. Wait long enough, and your opponent will make a mistake. Sun Tzu said that, and I think he knows a little bit more about war than you do, buddy, because he invented it, and then he perfected it so that no one could best him. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Child's Play went 8-2. Probably a little better than it deserved to. We had a lot of things where our opponents didn't do very well. We also got a lot of cards, a lot of decks that seemed to almost like counter us. Well, not counter us. We got a lot of decks that made us go first. A lot of decks that made us go first and then also happened to play hand traps. This is one of those decks that, like, can be really effective, can be really good. It's like a tier 2-ish deck. If you're in the right format, if you're going against the right kind of decks, this can be absolutely brutal because it can put on way more attack than most people can deal with while drawing a bunch of cards, while removing cards from the field. And if you get the wrong matchup, you're just fucked. You're just completely screwed. But it was fun to play. I'm glad I could do it. Hopefully I did it some justice. You'll have to let me know down in the comments. And thanks to Tiberius Kane Moriarty for suggesting this once again. Next week, I'll be looking at something a little bit newer. I think probably the Ursartic, maybe the Abyss, if those don't work out. One of the new decks that's coming out. And until then, good luck and have fun. Welcome to the end screen of your nightmares, kid. A dark place where all hope is faded and all that remains is Hardleg reading off a list of the patrons who donated $25 or more during the month of April. Don't laugh. It's a forbidden list of terror and crimes. Anyway, the sacred names are Davon Crushin, Tiberius Kane Moriarty, Yellow, Jelly Will Return, Yami, 3Do9, Torben Fess, 1503, Austin Glover, BV King, Chris W, Death's Dancer, Montry, Pong, CD Games, Chris Kessler, Dancing Joker, Diotic, Matt, Muffin Fiend, Nathan, Nerozard 22, Nightfang, Penumbra Eterna, Kirvin, Quintingent, Tayo no Kitsune, Trevor F, and Weirdest Hickory. It's thanks to the supernatural powers of these combined patrons that I can make frighteningly humorous videos like this. If you'd like to join the Ghost Patrol yourself, click the Patreon link on the screen or down in the description. Every little bit helps. Today's secret question of the day is, have you seen the Child's Play movies? If so, what do you think about them? Leave me a review down in the comments, and until next time, stay frosty, Legos.